The church of what's happening now. The phone. Oh. You look and see what the 3 meals are.
Okay.
It's Uncle Joey Diaz with my main little Jewish goomba, Lee Syatt. What's happening, brother?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I just want to say thank you, man. I had a great time in Vegas. And it was, you were very nice, and you gave me like a gift card, not a gift card, but you just told me to go get a nice meal. And I went and had a great steak. So I've been thinking about it. It made my whole night. Like, that night was my best night of gambling I've ever had.
And you won that night. That was the night
God.
That was the only night you won, when you ate the steak. The next morning you woke up with your kiss of dead self.
It was just so, it was like the perfect night. I got a steak, I got a nice drink.
I could tell the other night that you're processing a lot. The last couple of weeks, I could tell when you do the edibles, you drift away, and you've been a little distant lately. So I could tell you needed 2 days, but I could also tell you needed a good meal, to sit down, and sometimes a good warm meal by yourself. Mm-hmm. Even though sometimes they say it's really unhealthy to eat by yourself. When I go away on the weekend, sometimes I can't wait, because I eat by myself on Saturday and Friday morning, and it just gives me, it's like a little breather. You're always surrounded by people, you always have people around you, your family members, your child, your sister, your brother, your cousin, and it's really nice to take care of yourself. And, Lee didn't do anything mind-boggling. He went the cheapest week you go to Vegas. You want a cheap vacation? Go to Vegas Christmas week.
Oh, it was the best thing I've ever done.
That's the cheapest thing you could ever do in your life. They give the rooms away. You gotta put some gel in your head to get a fake ponytail, so you sound more director from Israel. It was funny, all those years when I was 16 and 17, on Friday nights, me and Didi would get together. We were nuts. He was the guy that I was robbing Putnam Field with. He's the first guy I ever did an 8-ball with and stayed up all night listening to Rapper's Delight. I mean, me and Dee did 1,000 crazy things. We got beat up one night by Hudson County Park. We just had a lot of adventures growing up, But I never forgot his aunt. And I don't know what happened between me and Dee Dee. You grow up. I moved uptown, and I didn't see Dee Dee as much, and we just stopped being friends. But we were tight, and I loved Dee Dee. Like, I really loved Dee Dee. I just don't know what happened. Somewhere along the line, we lost communication. I moved to Colorado, blah, blah, blah. I come back in 94, and I'm asking about Dee Dee, and nobody has seen him. And then a couple of years later, I get the most disturbing report. Here's this, Dee Dee just wasn't a kid. He was a good-looking kid who ended up becoming a good-looking man. His brother is a good-looking man. I mean, and I lost contact with him. And one day I found out that if you went to Hudson County Park or parked by my house and drove around in your car, that within 5 minutes, Dee Dee would pull up on the driver's side with no shirt on and ask you if you wanted to party. Somewhere along the line, mental health had grabbed him, and he had started doing tricks, turning tricks with men at a park. This is mind-boggling, And then I heard another disturbing report that he had HIV. So, you know me, Doug. I don't even know where to start looking. And in 2007, the weekend that I quit doing coke, I did a Friday night show in North Bergen for the high school, and I did a Saturday night show in Hoboken for the police department. And when I get off stage, who's in the back? And Dee Dee. And I give him a big hug, and we call his brother, and he tells me his brother's married with 2 kids, and blah, blah, blah. And it just recommunicated me with those guys who were such a part of my childhood. I mean, Carlos was that kid that drove me and Dee Dee to places. Like when you have a friend that you go to the movies, your mom drives you. Mm-hmm. We didn't have a mom. Carlos drove us. if Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, you've been watching TV, and say this to yourself. You got to say to yourself. Okay, last night I was watching, I took a big nap yesterday afternoon, like a 3-hour nap, the night before. So I knew last night was going to be a late night. You left at 11:30, 11:45.
Right.
Okay, and I had Cuban coffee. Oh, fuck. So my wife went to sleep. I stayed awake. I watched something on Julius Erving and Marvin Bad News Barnes about the ABA. And then I got caught up in some movie. I'm watching this movie for about 20 minutes. And I was watching it What movie was it? Jesus Christ, that's how stoned I was last night. The last 2 nights, I've been so high at the house by myself. The first night, Bert Kreischer called me. He goes, hey, you going to come over tomorrow? I had to call him back the next day. I go, Bert, you called last night? We talking? He's like, yeah, don't you remember? I told you to come over at 5 o'clock tomorrow. I didn't even remember.
What did you have?
What?
What edibles did you have?
Everything. I had the transmission fluid. I had a couple stars. I had some of Larry's happy pills. I was off and running, Jack. There was no drama in my life. It was late. I was staying home. This is my last weekend at home. You know, next week I do New Year's with Joe Saturday night. Friday after that, I do Kaluka Casino. Friday after that, I'm in Cleveland. And the Friday after that, I'm in Tempe, Arizona. So these next 4 weeks, I'm working on the weekend. So I figured this last weekend at home, I'm going deep right in my living room.
I love going deep in my living room. It was fun getting a little stoned in Vegas. I liked gambling. It was pretty cool. Like you were able to calm yourself down, because that's the biggest thing. And I really think it relates to with gambling. Like when you start going too fast or you start betting too much is when you start losing. So that, like I was thinking about you the whole time, because I did great that night because I was on stars and I just was betting my normal $15. I just got one on a run, and it was it's pretty crazy to see.
I don't know much about gambling in that aspect. I'm not a card player, but I know that to win at the slot machines, it's about patience and nailing it. Knowing when to bet 3/4, knowing when to bet 1/4, knowing when to bet 3/4, knowing when to bet 1/4, knowing when, and then just catching it. Pretty soon you start catching the machine and you start flowing. You hit 2, Wheel of Fortune, and you win $40, and that's the guy that wins. That's what I know about that. It's time for another star.
Oh my God!
You can't walk on one leg. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the 3 wise men were showing up with an envelope. They just started their journey.
I can't walk at all right now.
Oh, you don't need to walk. You got nowhere to go and nobody to see. Listen, man, I don't know anything about today's world and what's going on. I do know that I see cameras for everything.
Right, yeah.
I do know now that when a liquor store gets robbed, it comes on Eyewitness News. I know that when a burglary happens, and it's an amateur burglary, it's on film. You follow what I'm saying to you? If 4 Spanish kids throw a rock through a glass and climb in and take the things in the jewelry store, that street, they're going to show you that. Right. But they're not going to show you footage of people who are in there taking safes and, know people who know how to chisel safes. They're not going to show you those tapes.
No, and regular, ordinary homes have those security systems now. Like my girlfriend.
Yeah, but I can shoot you in the head 4 times before the cops get there if you don't give me what's in your home safe. That's the real deal. I could shoot you in the head 4 times after you press that buzzer and walk out of there with luggage, and the cops still won't be there. Yeah.
Is that your line to them? I could shoot you in the head 4 times. Don't press that buzzer.
No, you press that button, I shoot you 4 times in the head. What good are you? You know what I'm saying? I could still get out of there by the time, they realize you're out of it. I just got an alarm.
Huh?
I had to get an alarm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's spooky over there. It's spooky. It's ooky spooky over there, dog.
Too quiet?
Yeah, it's a bit too quiet. Give me the whole thing. Booby traps, lights, explosives.
You missed the Mexican ice cream man?
Over here?
Yeah.
Nah. When I got up to like 3:36, shows up at the weirdest times of the night. I need him like I need a milkshake at 2 in the morning. He had me all chiseled out for a fat dude, so he would sit in front of my window and just ring his little ice cream bell 3-4 times a day. He'd even beep the horn. Like when the ice cream man beeps the horn at you, you know you're a fat fuck. I was walking. I was going to the gym. That's when I first moved here too. I was walking my wife to work in the morning, and then I would stay walking for an hour, and then I would go home, eat, Weight Watchers, go to the gym, and I noticed Bam! I'm putting on him pounds. It was that Mexican ice cream man beeping the horn at me. He was luring me out to talk to him, and he'd sell me ice cream.
Was he mad? Like he was mad at you for making him wait?
Not at all. He'd wait out there till I got the beep. You know, after 15 minutes, you're like, there's got to be beeping for me. I look out the window. He's out there waving. That you want something? No, I'm going to get a double cone. Why you giggling, Lee?
Lulu Plus.
Hulu.
Gratis.
Hulu. What Lulu?
2 semanas.
Hulu. HULU plus.com. Number one, I want to present to you for Christmas because I know you guys got some cash. Everybody's trying to change their life. You want to change your life? Go to onit.com right now. Shroom Tech, the Alpha Brain. Well, hold on one second.
Oh, sorry.
This is all for less than $10 per person per meal. MyBookie.net. Play, win, get paid. Health, happiness, and then the money comes later. Trust me, I'm telling you. Lee, my brother, is so high right now. He can't wait to get off air so he can go get air or jump off a building or do whatever it is he's going to do. Again, thank you very much for being my family. Thank you for supporting my special at CISO. Thank you for supporting my Joey here. I got a long week in New York City, so we did this podcast to keep you going. We were a little too tuned up last night. Tonight's just a mild night. 1,300 milligrams, 22 bong hits, you know. The other night I'm sitting there minding my own business on the couch, and at night the cats come out. Play with one for 2 minutes. This guy comes over. And I was watching, because what I did was I went to season 1 of Narcos.
You just went back to restart it?
I had to.
It's great.
So I wanted to see the acting. I wanted to see what I missed. I'm one of those idiots that gets high at night, and I'm on Stars, and I try to watch an episode. I really didn't watch it. I'm just sitting there drooling on my shirt. And then I go back, and I saw a bunch of things. I saw how Tata grew and all that. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and Superbad jumps on me, and let's say he's on my legs. If he's on my legs and I'm watching TV, he'll get right here on my left-hand side, and he'll reach for me for my shirt. And once he reaches for me, I got to declaw the shirt and then hug him and play with him, and that's how it goes. You see how he was with your wife that day.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get rid of him. He's like the herp. You'll never get rid of him. I don't mind, but
yeah.
You know, he starts on you and then he climbs. If you have a nice shirt, I can't have him sit on you because you'll have 1,000 holes. I look at my shirt and I got holes in them because he's a nightmare. When he jumps on you, and he doesn't mean it. He loves you.
Doesn't Harry do that? But he does it with like your legs.
With your legs, yeah. And I don't mind. The other night he starts on your left side, then you move him, and then he climbs on the couch, and then he eagerly creeps up on your shoulder, and he puts his nose on your neck. Which again, I can't get mad at him. He's like a dog. You know, Superbad went from one extreme to the other as an animal. Superbad went from had no contact and running outside when the girls would sit and they were young kittens to you can't get rid of him. It was just he's like the kid from In the Night. You know, he went in there a nice kid. He came out with a tattoo. He's snorting heroin. That's Superbad.
Do you think you're misunderstood?
I don't know.
No, because I was thinking like cats have that negative connotation, and sometimes among people, and so like I've been thinking about you and your special a lot, just because I got to go to Austin. It was great. And I was like, because you have this reputation, and but then you go and you want we opened this the podcast with a song by a gay black group, and then we're talking about how much you love your cats, and I feel like sometimes some people's first impressions of you might not be that you love that stuff, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe you don't feel that, but
no, but that's the beauty of it. They gotta look a little deeper. You know, that's the beauty that we all have. That's why I did the Mad Flavors Worlds. Listen, I could come on here and make a list of the things people want to talk about. I could come on here and I know the music to play for people that they'll jump up and down to.
Right.
That's not what I want to do. That they hear all the time. That's cool. That's not what they want to do. I do it from time to time in the mornings, play that type of music to get people riled up. I could be a yes man. You know what I like about cats? The reason people hate cats. They don't come to you when you call them. They have their own world. They live life by their rules, a cat. A dog, you walk in, you call him over, he jumps on your lap, you know, the whole thing, he licks you in the face. A cat, when I'm ready. When I'm ready. So people can't deal with that disconnection. I can. Don't tell me to do something. Let me do it on my own. That's my specialty. You don't have to tell me. I'll do it on my own. I don't ever want you to say, hey, you got to pay the rent on the 8th. Don't tell me that. I'll do it on my own.
And that's what you love about cats.
That's what I love about cats. That mental freedom, that attitude. Which is what people don't like or respect. They want to command their animal to come and hug, whatever. And I remember going to homes and people's cats would jump on and they'd do it super bad. And Harry do now. And I would be scared to death. And they would go, no, that means he likes you. I hated cats, but it wasn't that I would shoot them or run them over with a car. You know, since I was a kid, I go out of the way for squirrels, you know.
I still don't think I would pick up one of your cats. I love all your cats. I don't think I would go. I'm still a little bit...
Harry would let you pick him up.
Really?
Demi wouldn't. If you call me tomorrow and go, Joey, I want you to work on something for one day, do me the favor as personal. If I read what you wrote for me, like Marin did, and I could have a good time and get high and go down there,
right?
Yeah, I'll go down there 2 days with my main man, Syatt. But if you're going to write like some Guido Mafia stuff for me, I got to be Gino and I'm the boss. I can't read that no more. I can't read I'm a butcher. You ever not want to be somewhere? That's horrible, okay? When I first got here, I got booked on like a show on NBC that I didn't know what I was doing at all. I didn't know nothing about action. I didn't know about cut. I didn't know nothing. I went to acting class and I got, what was that? We just talked that show on NBC when I was a plumber for 4 episodes. And I got to tell you something, guys. I didn't know. They were telling me to get to my mark. That's the line where you stand for the camera. Like, I'm not here to lie to nobody. I knew nothing. And those people were nice. It was Sidney Poitier's daughter.
Oh, wow.
And it was John Aston's son. And it was all stars of sons. Sons and daughters of different stars. There was 3 of them out of the 6 in the cast. And I got a recurring role as a plumber. Lee, the first 2 episodes, I knew nothing. They were so nice. They giggled about it. They thought I was just playing like a goof. I wasn't playing a goof. And once I got nailed there, I went back to acting class and I kind of picked it up a little bit, and then you go along the way. And all those experiences were good along the way. It was something I wanted to do. It was something I thought would take me to the next level.
Okay.
The longest yard, I was happy. The longest yard, I pissed off a lot of people because I took matters into my own hands.
What do you mean?
I just went straight to Adam. All these producers wanted me to talk to them. I wouldn't talk to nobody. Just go right to Adam. Adam, I want to wear the jock. Adam, I want to take my shirt off. Adam, I want to do this. I would improvise, and he would cut me off, which was fine. I'm not going to go up and ask him permission. Dangerous people don't ask for permission, Lee. You do it, you go balls out, and watch them go. That was great. You know, when it comes to that realm of acting and stuff like that with people, you never ask permission. I asked permission to wear a jock because, obviously, I didn't have one and stuff like that. But if I would have thought of that the night before, I would have showed up with a jock the next day. But I wasn't that good at that time. My mind didn't think that way. I thought about it while I was there, and I saw the locker room setting. I didn't see it while I was reading it. Do you understand me?
Right.
But you always come prepared, and you just do it. Go to Dollar Shave Club! When nobody knows me, where I got to get up in the morning. I can't go to anybody and go, Lee, let me borrow $300 till next month. I'll figure out somebody to rob them before now and then, and I'll give you that $300 back. I had to start from scratch. I forced myself in a lot of ways. When I'm writing about this situation, I think back to that. Like, I was like, you know what? If I don't leave, I'm not going to do nothing here. Let me leave. I got some shirts. I got some razors. I got some hair gel. We get a job. We get a job, at least. I got a place to stay. We got a job. I could always do something. And I always had that confidence that I could fill out an application. Boom, I could always get a job for $8-10 an hour. I wasn't worried about that. But I knew leaving was the answer, just to really push myself. And in a lot of ways, I wanted to fail. I wanted to fail, so I had to come back to that environment. You know what I'm saying?
But you tried when you were in Colorado. It's not like you sabotaged. Well, I guess maybe you did sabotage yourself in the end.
Well, if you really think about it, when I got arrested, it didn't let me do what I wanted to do, was to go home. So I lasted 2 years. You know these people that go home and then come back and go, they got, you know, like, I left in June of 87.
Right.
And, no, June of 85. And in October of 87, I wanted to go back to Jersey.
I feel like I'm getting when this podcast started 4 years ago, I was like really lost. Like I felt I was on the career
No,
path.
you weren't lost. You were a kid out of college that owed Gitas.
Yeah.
Society made you get a job that you thought you really wanted to do. You caught yourself in a corner. You kind of liked it because you like being inside. You like having the snacks around you and taking your shoes
Oh
off.
my god, they had so many snacks.
And rubbing your feet. But then
You don't have
just,
any snacks.
We got stars. You want a snack? I'll give you another star. I'll give you a brownie. What's the snack we got here? You want a bong hit? That's a snack. That's a good nutritional snack right there. No. And I look at your twin. I look at D'Agostino. I look at Thomas Easter. I look at all these kids. You know, Thomas Easter's a little longer in the tooth. Thomas East is 32. That's when I came out here. I had to be 32, 33. I wasn't no youngster when I came out here. I was competing against youngsters, but I was lost too, Lee. When I came out here at 32, I was just buying time, Lee. You know, I'm working really hard, man. I'm not getting stressed out at all about this. This isn't... I told myself before I said yes, there was only one way to do this. And the good thing about this is I'm having a good time doing it. I had a good time in Austin, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday night first show, Lee, you were there. You my witness. Was I mad?
Not really, no.
There's no time. You're going to have to get numbers. You got to get some good ones, and you got to get some bad ones. There's nothing I could do. I still got to do 4 more in New York, 5 more in Columbus, and then a 3-show warm-up before the 2 that I'm shooting for the special. I just go up there to talk, and we tape it, and then we listen. And if we get one line from it, it's successful. You guys are helping me out. You know what I'm saying? This week, like I said, I'm in Gotham. I don't know what's left. I'm hearing rumors. I don't know what's left. I hear Saturday night's gone. I hear they got tickets for the early show. I hear Friday early's gone. I don't know. Obviously, you know me. In my suitcase right now as we speak, there's at least 3 to 4 pair of MeUndies. Well, I used all 4 of them. I doubt them. So I don't think I could work out or roll around or do jumping jacks or nothing like that. I think I'm just going to walk around with the Boz Rutan piece in my mouth and try it out. The stuff that you do to get your lungs strong, man. When I have shorts on now, I'm too old to walk around without a pair of underwear. 2 or 3 wannabe MeUndies that I wear to jiu-jitsu from time to time. MeUndies, every pair of MeUndies, source Modal. I've pronounced Modal. M-O-D-A-L, the world's most comfortable underwear. I personally love them. They keep you dry inside. Club W is a service that delivers wine straight to your door. You choose the type and the quantity of bottles, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. I know you hate paying for shipping. Onnit.com. Supplements, training bars, kettlebells, the gorillas, life vest. Go to Onnit right now. You're walking around, you're skinny, and I want to thank you guys. Lee, say good night.
Good night, everybody.
Stay black. It's Wednesday morning. I hope you guys are doing well today. Myself, Lee Syatt. Both connections. One was in Denver. Good place to get stuck, though. You get a massage, your feet cut. They can sniff your toenail. They'll do everything at the Denver airport. But the other airport that I had a layover in Chicago, I said, you know what? That airport's the kiss of death. Every connecting flight is late. Plus, your flight's always 2 miles away. You know, I'm 53 and Lee's 28. It's a big age gap. And it's funny hanging out with Lee over the last few years doing the podcast, him coming over, whatever, you know. It makes me think a lot. And in the process of writing a book. And when I write the book sometimes and I go back and read these things, I compare like my life to Lee's, you know, and Jesus Christ. So I was telling Lee a week ago, I go, you know, if I had a chance to do it all over again, once I hit 28, I would make a decision to become a millionaire by the time I was 40. Now, you people are going to say, why 40? Because when I say a millionaire, I say somebody who's well off. Not comfortable and not a millionaire, but somebody who's taken care of in every base. What's the best way to be taken care of when you're 38 to 40? Join the service when you're 18, do 20 years.
Oh.
Come out when you're 38, you got full insurance, full benefits, you go back to school, and you have a thing called a pension. No, nobody gives you nothing. No. I'm not giving it that. I said, I'm not going to argue with you no more. Either you give me the money, or you can't put no more bets in, and by 2 weeks, you're going to get a knock on your door. And I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you what it is with these people. I did you a favor, now you're going to do this to me? And I walked in the bar, and 3 minutes later, he came in, okay, I'll give you the money, but next week, I want to meet the guy. And that was the last bet I took from him.
Absolutely. Oh, that's when you know to take your losses.
That was it.
And by the way, the line on Dallas is Dallas -4
At home.
Yeah.
In Dallas, yeah. And I didn't even know that. But that was the mentality even then. Like when I got to Seattle, I was already on a roll. Like I was already making moves. I was making moves I wasn't making in Boulder because I was focusing so much on what was going on with my child and the divorce that I couldn't do anything creativity, or sometimes you have all your energy in that. And that's what we were talking about the other day today. I go, even sometimes when you have a girlfriend, the first year, I get it. I get it, man. I understand love. You know, I fell in love various times in my life. But the last time I fell in love was the only way I played the card right, and that's why I'm still with her 16 years. I played it to the T. I didn't give in the beginning. I stuck to my guns. I'm a comedian. This is what I do. There's no Christmas Eve. I'm working, you know, New Year's, I do a comedy show. This is what I do on your birthday. Guess what? This is what I do on my birthday. There's no vacation. You know, I made this from the beginning. So there was no lying. I always got burnt because I'm like everybody else. What'd you get? You got nothing. These people love to, you know, when you see a movie and it costs $75 million to make. Did they tell you about the lobster tails they bought on that set and the people who are making $22 an hour? I'll tell you about those guys. You know, that same movie, you can make that movie for $1 million. You can make that movie for $750,000 than what the studio paid $30 million for. But there's so much waste. You would sit there and die. How many times have we had discussions and I start cutting stuff off and you go, but I don't understand. Because you don't need it. It's not necessary. I learned when I became a comic. When I became a comic, I shut everything down and got a pager for whatever it was a month, $7.95 a month. That was my nut.
When I first started listening to you on podcasts, you didn't have a cell phone.
Really?
Yeah, with the very first Rogans, I think they talk about you getting your first cell phone.
No, I got my first cell phone in 2004. First got Spider-Man 2, yeah.
Oh, and there must have just been the
story. I went right from
Jesus.
the set of Spider-Man 2 to Sprint, and they gave me a phone for $200 a month. That was my credit limit. You like smoking wax? You want to see the devil? With me, I want to show you the end of the night. Me sitting there with my pajamas on, drinking a glass of water, and I got Superbad, Demi, and Harry on my lap, and I got Gray on my neck. I want to show you people that. So.
Well, you always see in TV shows, you always see the dog at the end of the bed, but you don't really ever see cats. Always like
no, they don't come on my bed. I have no animals in my bedroom.
Well, no, I'm not saying you.
Yeah, they don't come in my bedroom.
No, but you interact with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who knows anything about me, I live and die for those cats. You know, when I'm home, let's say I'm home for 4 hours every day, I gotta tell you something, people. For 30 minutes, I'm picking one guy up and giving him love. I'm brushing the other girl. I'm playing with the other one. You have to do it. You have to mingle with them every day and have... I do something. You know, I touch them all before I leave.
Every day?
Every day. Before I leave, I touch all their heads. That's how superstitious I am. If Demi's close by, I'll kiss him. If I could kiss Gray, I'll kiss her. But who's ever sitting there on the way out, they get their head touched.
Do you have a specific order?
Lulu's always the last one because she's by the door.
Really? She hides by the door?
No, she just sits on that chair. In fact, when I walk in, Lulu's eyes look at me like, touch me, so I'll touch her. I'll grab her head. And sometimes I sit next to her, put my bag on the floor and just rub her. And then I'll talk to my wife from the living room, and she'll stab me. Lulu's a real sweetheart. Lulu's one of my all-time favorite cats. A lot of love there for a female in a comedy club, and Jerry Lewis was going to see me and put me in a movie. That's what I really thought. Like, that was how delusional the coke and life, you know, this is way before Kim Kardashian, but there was somebody who was Kim Kardashian at that time who had me confused that I was going to just get on stage one day and Alan King or David Letterman or somebody was going to be in the audience walking through and they were going to see me and put me on their show. And I'd be a famous stand-up comic. I had no idea the work that went into it.
Would you daydream about it?
Oh, absolutely. Like, this is all going to be differently. Don't worry about this. Give me $20. Come on. So I started in July of '91. It took me till September of 93 to realize that pipe dream was never going to happen. Never, ever gonna
And that's
happen.
not even that. I bet there's people who smoke the pipe a little bit longer than you did. That's only 2 years.
And I buckled down, and I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I have to do this right. And I put together a plan, and I went back to Colorado, and all the plans worked out except for me being a parent. Okay, no worries. But even throughout that whole downshift and the state of mind I was in, I kept getting on stage. I kept getting on stage. It didn't matter. I kept getting on stage. You're in pain, you're mad, get on stage. Talk about it on stage. And that's what I did. And by 94, which was 2 years later than that, I really had a dream, not to be famous or nothing like that. At this point, I just wanted to be a working comic that nobody knew about. I would go and do triple runs and you know, whatever, the company in Iowa, and I would work for Creative, and I would just travel around the country in a car and do comedy. I was pretty much set with that. Never did I think about millions of dollars. Never did
Really,
I think about...
you never would like sit in bed at night and be like, oh, I can't wait.
Dog, what esteem did I have to actually say to myself, not in 1991 when I was delusional. Once I knew what you had to put into comedy and what went into it and the work and everything, there was no way I thought about millions. Shit.
You fucked her at the pool?
No, dog, I got manners. I'm a Catholic. I took it, and that bad pizza stared me in the face, because if I'm living here, if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance. I might as well. I still wouldn't eat ranch dressing. I still wouldn't do a lot of things. But I think I would eat one of those pizzas, because that's a situation I put myself in. That's a situation I accepted to be in.
Oh, okay, so it upsets you because I have the means to not eat Subway, or like why are you doing this to yourself if you can afford the extra $3 for a nice sandwich?
It's not your lifestyle. It's like you live in a one-bedroom apartment. You live so very nice. You're neat, and all of a sudden you got this disgusting pizza and disgusting wings at your house that you look at the wing and they're like gray, like it's an old chicken that got stabbed.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people do it. Like they sabotage themselves in a weird way. Like they'll work hard for other people, but when it comes to themselves, they won't work out or they won't work on their business. It's I don't understand why that happens.
It's called procrastination. Every year I read that, The War of Art, every year by Stephen Pressfield. Every year
Right.
I read that in January just to give me a little boost. Syatt, who loves you more than me?
Nobody. I love you.
All right, don't forget about us. We'll be back Monday. Another fun-filled evening with Uncle Joey and his Goomba of Death, Syatt. A little Sylvester. Kick that mule, Lee. Go, Lee. Here we go. Wednesday, the 19th. Do your thing. You're going for it no matter what. What's the story there? Everything all right in your world?
I love that you said that my bottom button is fighting, and it's always
Oh, it's stressing out right now.
stressing. I can never, I can't. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to about being any skinnier, is just I can always, like, the top button always works, but the further down you go,
Nightmare.
and it's worse. I hate having one open when you look down after like after a bar mitzvah or after a wedding, you're dancing and you find out like your shirt's all open, you're sweating. Ugh.
They see your stomach hair all drenched.
Do you have a lot of hair? I am covered in hair.
No, thank God. I don't even have hair on my legs. My daughter's got hairy legs, which shocks me. I pick her up, and you don't see them. They're just these little blonde tentacles of hair that are curly. I bought a shirt, like in the prime of my diet, like when I was at 270, and I put it on for the baptism.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And the buttons were about to bust. And I was never so cracked in my life. Like, I didn't know what happened to the shirt. I thought I didn't try it on when I got it. And I finally said, well, and now the shirt fits.
That's awesome.
Now the buttons aren't stressed. It's like when you see a woman with the yoga pants, and she's putting them to a stress test. Like, you see the skin and you see the tattoo, but they're black pants.
Koshkavanikish.
I've been in business for myself for 30 years. 25 doing comedy. Well, let's just say 25.
Right. Well, okay. So just for your thing, since you said you went back and forth when you were starting comedy, like before you really jumped into it, do you think that time period was your not being sure like being nervous about jumping into.
Okay, I was talking to Tommy Easter today, my brother Tommy Easter, and we were talking about a delicate subject about him getting a job and why it's important. And I explained to him when I moved here, I thought I was Johnny Bananas too. And I eventually got a job. You know, people say, oh, well, artists don't get jobs. That's great. Not when you got a coke habit and you got child support. Okay, right now, if I took Tommy East on the road 4 times a month, what would he make? What would he make? If I pay for the plane ticket, he'd make $200 a week at the club. If I threw him an extra $100, $300 a week. That's $1,200 a month. He's going to eat $150 while he's on the road. You know what I'm saying? So you can't make a living.
You can't live on $1,200 a month.
You can't make a living. You can't make a living unless you come back and you got $100 gigs during the week because you're at the store, the Improv. You see what they give you at the Improv, a $7 bill. They give you a 5 and 2 singles. In this whole 6 weeks of fun on the road and stuff, I gained 3 pounds.
Nice. That's it.
That was really good. I was really impressed with that. When I went to the doctor that morning, and he goes, "You're 303." I was like, "What?" But I didn't eat sweets. Like, I just didn't eat sweets, okay?
Okay.
And I stayed pretty consistent.
And you were walking.
And I was walking. I always do something. But with a diet, people always go, oh, the diet didn't work for me. But no, you didn't let the diet work for you. It took 100 pounds off me. 1 egg with an English muffin with 2 pieces of bacon and water. It taught me that I didn't need French fries. It taught me that I didn't need chips. So I could see where people get discouraged.
Right, yeah, oh yeah.
But the same thing happens with comedy. When you have different parts of your career, and there's different things going on when there's different parts of your career. Like Tommy Easter. Tommy Easter will be busy from Sunday to Thursdays. But Friday and Saturdays becomes a different town. It's a showcase town. So at that level, you're really not busy unless you're a feature act and you're opening up for somebody in the Ice House. You understand what I'm talking about? Even at the Improv, they have 3-man acts. So it's kind of rough. When you live in Seattle or Michigan or D.C., when you're an open micer, you have all this work during the week. But on Fridays and Saturdays, they're prime nights. You're open.
Because at the end of the line, this is it. This is it. Gitas, how much you putting up?
I'll never ask you for something outside my realm.
Okay.
Okay, whether you're my manager or not. I'm never going to come to you and go, listen, I want 13 episodes on ABC. That's not going to work. I'll tell you what I do expect pretty soon. 6 episodes on a TV show as a recurring garbage man or a painter or something. That's not out of my realm. I got the resume to cover that. Do I not?
No, you do. So okay.
Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. I've always been one of those guys. You know, I could call my agents tomorrow and go, listen, I want to do a theater tour. Joey, I'll cover it. I want to do a 2,200-seat theater tour. Now, I know that's unrealistic, and guess what? I wouldn't want to do it. But I'm the type of guy that'll call you and go, I can handle 6 shows in Jersey. Bring it on.
Okay.
I'll never, I know what I can cover and what you can't cover. You just learn little tricks along the way. For years, they told you got to stay at that hotel there. And it's 30 minutes from the hotel, from the club. You're paying for that hotel a rate. Give me the rate and let me find my own hotel. And there's a hotel right around the corner from the club that has breakfast in it for free. And they give you a shuttle ride to the airport. And you can walk to the comedy club. You learn all these things. You learn all these things. You learn about,
how to make your life easier.
We went on a flight last week, you
Right.
and I. On the way down there, the guy made us pay for both he charged you for your luggage. Now, I'm platinum. Even if I don't fly first class, I get 2 bags for free. The chick charged you.
Right, yeah, she did.
On the way back, we both gave the guys the IDs, and I gave him a $20 bill, and what did he do?
He turned it back.
He took your bag, didn't charge us the 25.
Right, yeah.
When he came back, I said, give him the 20 difference. He would have made 40 on us, and he'd remember us forever. He didn't take your 20.
Oh, I didn't know you gave him a 20.
No, I gave him a 20 for me.
Oh.
But I gave him a 20 for me.
Oh.
Okay, now, you and Paula would have walked in and stood online like Mama Luke's for an hour and a half and then gone through security.
Not anymore.
No, now you see that. A 20, and that's it. You move like a soldier through that airport. You following me?
Yeah.
Did I know that when I was first flying? No, I'd stand in the airport, tap my knees against each other. For the extra 20, you go right at the gate, and bam, you walk in like a doctor.
And I bet there's a lot of people who don't even pay the extra 20 for that. They probably stiff them.
No, there's a lot of people give them $5 or 10. That works too. But I want there's a black dude at Kennedy Airport that walks you through security. Did you know that?
Is it?
To the front, right? Then he goes, "What's up, Jerry? This is my dog, Joey. Get in there."
I would totally do that.
He gets you, checks your bag, then goes, "Come on." So this is what this podcast is about. It's about letting you know that you want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
You can do it. Your job is to find a way. Plain and simple. Just find a way. You know, I wasn't ready for LA when I came here. As a comedian, as a human being, I wasn't ready for LA when I got here. But I stepped up once I got here. Once I got here, something made me get into the Comedy Store and these other places. And I was on the drugs for a long time, but I kept moving. I didn't let the drugs take me down. The drugs were part of who I was. It wasn't who I was. Do you know what I'm saying? I wasn't at home shooting and hanging out with degenerates. I was just a closet functioning addict, as they call it, I guess. That's all. He's a functioning addict. So that's it. That's it, and that's that. That's what the podcast is about.
Yeah, because they scare you. They make everything so hard. They make everything so expensive.
Whether it's in college, whether it's in life, there's always people telling you that it's going to be tough, the decision you're going to make. And you know what, man? It's as tough as you let it. It's so weirdly. You just look at it as just another day of doing business. So it was tough for me. As usual, my favorites. If you like lifting, working out, you're stepping into a better day. Think about it. MeUndies, my friends at MeUndies sent me a few pairs a while back. I had the leopard print on the other day. I had to tell her. I love MeUndies. Give them a shot. Take a chance. Go to MeUndies.com. I want to thank my little brother, Lee Syatt. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Stay. Joey here. Monday or Tuesday in your world. February 28th, the month. Thank God we had Danny Brown on, and you know, I'm always trying to reach out to different diversities and females. What's happening, my brother?
Yeah, fucking Danny Brown was great. I love Danny. It's there's a lot of negatives to technology, but it makes it harder to like hate people. Like we're not racist, but if you're doing a podcast and you get a guest, they're black or maybe they're half whatever, half Mexican. There's no way to hate.
There's no racism in podcast. That's the good thing. There's no racism. I have everything I have for every ailment I've ever had. I carry some of it on the plane. That's immediate. Nose spray, the Tylenols, the other one, anxiety medication, a vapor pen. I'm prepared. And then in the room, in my travel bag, is where I have my eardrop. This is embarrassing to say. Every time I did cocaine, once I got to a certain level of highness, I would do math for hours.
What do you mean? Like
I would buy a math workbook that had algebra and what's the one after algebra?
Geometry.
Geometry.
Oh, I hated geometry.
Do the workbooks for 2-3 hours at a time while I was doing an 8-ball of coke.
What?
And I'm embarrassed to say this. It started in '86, and I would sit there for hours and do what if things. What if I had 40 kilos of blow? And I cut each kilo at 4 ounces, which would give me a kilo is what, 32.2 ounces. I mean,
you're doing drug word problems.
I would do drug work problems for 4 or 5 hours until I got so bored. I did every figure. I tried to break down how much Steve Graybo would sell to make $6 million. So that's reverse algebra. What would Steve Graybo have to sell to pick up $6 million every 6 weeks? I can never do math like that now, but all I was doing was giving myself, what's the pill people take today, the speed to make them focus? Adderall.
Yes, Adderall. I was going to say
Ambien. It was a different part. It was a different thing of Adderall, if you really think about it. Cocaine worked in my mind like an Adderall. Why do you look at shadows so much when you're on cocaine? I still do everything by hand.
Have you made like a terrible mistake yet?
I correct, because of my ADD, I do the thing 4 or 5 times. So, do you understand? I don't take ADD medication, but in this movie, the father recognized the kid had a problem, and instead of pampering him and putting him in a school where everybody hugs each other and nothing gets solved, the kid would force himself every day to play loud music and play like a flash strobe light for 10 minutes.
Oyster Cult. Uh-oh.
Selling tickets like Dane Cook or nothing. You know what I like about that I did?
What's that?
The journey to get to the Comedy Store. I still can't believe it. The talent with me, there's no talent. The talent was getting me here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you went to school for 4 years. We've had this discussion. You've looked me in the eye and said, that school did got for you. You could have learned more in high school. But the journey you made, that's where the talent is. That's where the persistence is. You came out here with a girl who came out here twice and left. You know, since we've been here, we've had people come and go. The talent is getting here. It's not become, for me, it wasn't, I don't see nothing in the comedy. I like that I do comedy, and I'm lucky I got involved in it. But for me, listen, man, before my mother died, I knew I was going to bust out of North Bergen. I love New Jersey. I love everything it stands for. But there was something about North Bergen that I know I didn't want to stay there.
Completely understand what you're saying.
I know there's a lot of people who understand what I'm saying, a lot of people who don't. And I appreciate a lot of the people who stayed at home. I like to hold on to some things.
It's definitely different.
And I really like when I get a book and I open it to read of the book and like the covers, and when you take the cover off and you see what the book looks like, you know, it's like these albums, you know. Sometimes we end the podcast and me and Lee sit here for an hour when I look at the albums. I miss that. I miss that part of my life. I'm a nostalgic. It's not like I'm a collector, but like there's a lot of books I read and I take right when I go to the place up the corner where you give away books and clothes. Goodwill. I take all the books. There's a lot of books I like to keep because maybe I say to myself, I'm going to read it again. I think that one of the things that really kept me together when I was burglarizing and doing drugs, that I was taking classes, guys. Jesus Christ. What possessed me to stay? And I would pay out of pocket.
Oh.
It's not till I got to see you Bold and I got the continuing education there that they would start throwing me loans in those days. But not loans, grants. What am I saying? There was no loans. Grants. Once I got a certain amount of credits, they said you can apply for grants. So I started applying for the Latino grants and these Cuban grants. I was picking up $200-$300 there. There's a whole world of grants you don't really know about. And like I said, I had my man Manny in Boulder. He was the man with the plan. For the small 100, he get you like $1,000 in grants. The only way you're going to learn to write is by writing. The only way you're going to write your goals is by writing your goals every day. So you find the niche in your day, and you write at that niche, and all of a sudden you get, like, I wouldn't write my book in the morning when I wake up. There's no way. So in the morning I write jokes. After 22,000 milligrams of edibles and an anxiety pills, and I swang a bat and a protein powder.
But you're not fighting yourself and trying to write it at 10 p.m.
No, I'm not chasing the goat no more. No. I'm not pulling the Weight Watchers while I'm eating fruit at night.
I feel like I'm going to get really pissed off at myself when I read this book.
Yes. The time I read it a couple weeks ago, I thought a lot about you when I read this book. Because we all we're lacking something. The reason why we're not where we are is because we're lacking a certain element in our lives. I'll eat one of those Larry pills from time to time. I'll smoke a little toots, we eat a little edible. But God, I knock on wood and I'm not putting that white in my nose or eating bada booms and anxiety pills and chase. No. And it all starts with this book, guys. The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Read this book for me, all right? How many pages is it, Lee? And again, guys, I don't even know who Steven Pressfield is. I never met him. Rogan had him on the podcast. Two of the great podcast guy. You know, he wrote his experiences. What's it say it cost?
162 pages, and it costs $12.95, $18.95 if you're in Canada.
$12.95 to change your whole life. I don't make a dime on this, guys. I'm not sick and tired. I'm really concerned of all the emails I get with people not knowing their next move or what's stopping them. This is it. That's it, man. Let me talk to you people about something very, very important. That I opened up my underwear the other day. I opened up my underwear drawer, and there was one pair of blue shorts, like blue gym shorts as you would call them.
Mm-hmm.
and everything else was MeUndies. I couldn't believe that there wasn't a pair of white underwear no more. I wouldn't even take underwear on the road with me. I'd take 3 pair of MeUndies. Luxurious underwears come in ever-changing selection of classic colors, bold shades, and adventurous patterns. I got blue underwear, I got red underwear, I got underwear with hearts on them, I got blue underwear with snakes, I got underwear. Revamp your underwear drawer. You deserve it. They're tight, I don't even think I got them on, and everything's beautiful. All right? Every time I come in here, I look at that watch Lee has, and I go, Lee is a bad mother. Lee, talk to me about this watch. You still love it to death?
I love it. First of all,
I mean, you've had it for, I don't know, since Christmas.
Yeah, at least.
No problems, right? This is what I've been telling you for years, right? You want to go to a Chinese restaurant? They got the lunch special, $5.95, and you get a diet soda. That's breaking the bank. Right there, it's a beautiful deal. MVMT watches, and now we rock and roll with the best of them, all right? MVMT.com/church. Break it down, Lee. CHURCH. Again, Father's Day is coming. All right, guys, I love you. We'll be back. And this other poor Zombo. Go get some hair already. You're going to sit there, like a Buddhist who's been shot.
Like, parents have to be careful. Like, you have to be careful on Halloween. Like, it's
real careful. It was amazing today. Because I wasn't home all weekend. I went to Vegas, but I got home Sunday, and I missed a trunk or treat. Trunk or treats are a little safe haven. Don't get me wrong. There's got to be perverts lurking somewhere.
There's always one.
Do I feel comfortable with my wife with her walking? You know, my wife talks to people, and she's very nice, but, you know. Today was the worst. Today was obviously the worst. Because today, I got a knock on the door at 5 o'clock. I open it, and this kid's trick or treat. And I go, Mercy, you want to go? She goes, Dad, let me go with the kids. It was like 20 kids. I go outside, there's maybe like 5 or 6 parents, they're walking their dogs. Everybody wants to be a movie star. One parent's drinking a margarita. They just can't, for the other parents are dressed up. I got a cowboy hat on. I don't even have a holster, I just got a gun. And my wife forgot to put the bandana on me. I don't even have a shirt. I wore this blue shirt. And I'm having a good time. I met one of the parents goes to Legacy, one of the dads.
Oh, cool.
Goes to Jiu-Jitsu. He's like, hey, I remember? Yeah. We walked down the corner, and now they wanted to cross Colfax. What do you think we should do? Should we cross Colfax? Cars are zipping by. And I go, finally, you know, here's a bunch of educated people. You think they come up with a plan with their 20 kids? They're like, what should we do? Should we cross Colfax? Meanwhile, cars are zipping by. I got Mercy by the hand like it's my hand. I'm connected by super glue. And I go, can I ask you guys a question? Why don't we just walk to the corner and make a left? And walk all the way to the park, and then walk down. And after an hour of that, you're done. You're good to go. There's no reason to cross the street.
Yeah, they're young. They don't need that much.
You don't need that much. It's right on this side. You're going to hit 2,000 pounds. So I go, let's just have... So we stayed on there for a minute. All of a sudden, this lady starts going, now it's getting dark. Now it's just dark. And cars are coming up from everywhere. And they want to stay on the street where the cars are active. I'm trying to hit the side streets and cut down the driveways. You know those long... You know how every street here has a driveway that goes all the way down? You don't even need to hit the main street.
No.
So I'm in those alleys, and I'm walking, and I'm popping up at the other street. We're not having any contact with cars, any contact with goofy people. Finally, one lady raises her hand. She goes, listen, I'm talking to my friend. They're on the church on Laurel Canyon. Let's walk over. And me and my wife just looked at each other like, it's dark out, and you ain't going to be happy till you walk across Colfax, are you, with these kids? Okay, I won't. Me and my wife and daughter turn the other way. You gotta put some gel on your head to get a fake ponytail, so you sound more director from Israel. Re-releasing like Ricky and Desi.
Yeah.
And Lucille Ball.
So yeah, Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, I'll do it.
I've been having a hard time lately because I've been getting into this Celia show on Netflix. I'm up to, you know, I don't watch it for a few days, and I'll watch 2 episodes a night for 3 nights or something. And I'm up to episode, 20-something. And right now, Fidel took over. And it's so weird to see this island. And first off, I have to congratulate the writers of the show. They've done a phenomenal job so far. I told my wife, if they mention Union City, New Jersey, I will shoot myself in the head. I'll have to contact these guys because they really did their homework. So it's a show about a Cuban singer. But right now, at this point, Castro's taken over. The girl that was getting sexually molested by her stepfather has left and gone to New York City, and she's a successful singer. The young cousin to Celia Cruz is now homosexual, and the Castro regime just beat him up. Because I told Rogan about this 15 years ago that there's tons of stories about the Fidel Castro regime. There is so much going on in this TV show that is on point. You know, the racism that was in Cuba, how they tried to threaten Celia Cruz to leave the band because of the color of her skin. They said she won't sell records. The owner of the company, his name is Sidney Siegel. He's a Jew, but he speaks Spanish. He's a Cuban Jew.
I was going to say that's a pretty Jewish name.
But I also noticed that not once do they call him El Judío, the Jew. I don't understand why. And they say mulata, they say la negrita, they say slang words on the show. It's all in Spanish, but it's in when the words come up. You know what I'm saying? I listen to it, and I'm really enjoying the Spanish because it's 60% Cuban Spanish.
You think they would have called him just the Jew to him? They would have called him the Jew?
Behind his back, they call him El Judío, because Cubans do that. But the point I'm trying to make, that what's really weird about this show is the religion that's involved in this. You know, whether it's the Santeria side or just praying to the saints, and what this, you know, when my wife said, look at that person, she couldn't be anymore. When did the Irish invade Cuba? My wife said it as a joke. And I looked at her straight in the face and I said, what do you mean? The Battle of the Boyne. When the Irish that didn't want to fight wanted to leave, they went to the only other Catholic country. Cuba is known as a Catholic country. That's it. That's it. It's a Catholic country. You know, so all these Irish went there, and there's a Chinese chick in the show to really show the different ethnicities that ended up in this island. And I think that there's some stuff sometimes that's meant to stay under the carpet. I think that, look at right now at 53, man. If you want me to lie to you guys, there's times I remember things I did when I was 10 that I don't even have, you guys know me, and I don't have the courage to talk about now. You know, that it's not like I killed somebody or raped somebody or something like that. With friends of my mother's kids, you know, like they had daughters or something, and I would sleep over, and me and the kid, you know, when we were young. That was it, that I'm kind of ashamed of. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but you're kind of ashamed of them. You didn't know. You were just a stupid kid, you know?
Right.
You have any dignity, or if you have anything that you're made of, those little things always come back and remind you, you know? Lee, boom, boom, Syatt, like my little ball. You sit here and you go, that's it. I had to go home today and take a nap after the Joe Rogan podcast. My ears were bleeding from all the talking. It was ridiculous. It was tremendous. I had a good time there, but Jesus Christ. But it's just, you can't believe it. Like I look at things sometimes, I'm like you guys. I like to look at the calendar and go, wow, it's October 11th. We got this much time left. And all of a sudden, bro, we were just getting excited about the special.
I know. And now it's going to be here.
Okay, once November hits, it's a month and a half away.
Yeah, so in 2 hours.
Wow. Time has flown this year, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, we got some interesting new sponsors this week here. This one is the best one. I like this one so far. Lee, you've done Lyft before.
Oh yeah, I've driven and as a rider.
Oh, you've driven and been a rider for Lyft?
Absolutely.
And you've always talked about Lyft. You still use Lyft.
That's the one I prefer. It's a nicer experience. It's a friendlier experience. They're always up front. I like that you can tip. You can tip these people.
That's what a lot of people like, that you can tip them. You're sitting around there, you're not doing nothing. You bought that nice car, now the girl dumped you anyway. Now you don't know what to do. I got an idea for you. Let's make some extra dough, especially over the holidays. Why not start the first with an extra couple yardsticks in your pocket, living like a doctor? MVMT watches, with over 500,000 watches sold. MVMT watches. These guys are savages. And it feel great, and it look great with that black suit on. Get 15% off today. On It's always there for you. Every time I fly, there's no jet lag. I don't feel like Bela Lugosi afterward. ZipRecruiter.com. Are you hiring? With ZipRecruiter.com. With a single click. For free. Again, it's free. What do you think about that? Thank you for rolling with us this month. Listen, I love all you guys. What are you looking at me all weird for? Like I owe you $22.
I don't know.